I used a 42-inch tube. I primed the pump, put the tube on. I'm going to use this applicator head for my outside corners. It's the Columbia outside applicator head. And I'm going to use the flat angle for the no coat. Doesn't hit the ceiling. Only 9-foot walls though. Just put the corner on and I try to place it right in the corner. Now I start from the top when I put the mud and I slowly work my way down to make sure that corner's full, because they never leave the freaking drywall right to the corner. Freaking guys, right? And then I grab my wipe down knife. This, you remember my wipe down knife. So what I do is I open it up so it looks flatter. And there's always one side of the corner that's bent for some reason. And the other side is just so perfect, so I make sure to put that one at the top. Okay. Notice when I'm wiping with my fingers, always try to wipe upwards. Keep the corner tight to the ceiling. If you start wiping down too many times, you'll have a big gap at the top, all right? Okay, and because I have experience doing this, I just eyeball it. I know where it's perfectly square to one side or the other. But if you're new, which I have a lot of guys do it all the time, they put the corner way too much to one side. Now I got a 1/4 inch of fill on one side and a 1/16 on the other. I have to build out the corner with my mud, and it's not pretty. It's not professional, right? It's possible, but it's not professional. So you should check your corner with your putty knife, put it on the corner of the sticking out past the corner, and make sure you have about 1/8 or so on each side. That's it. Good to go. Jeez, wasn't really organized. All my tools are everywhere. So again, wipe up. pretty good. So I'll just wipe it down one more time. That's it. Don't wipe too much. You're just taking all the mud out from the corner and it's gonna blister. And that's it. Mud, put it back in the bucket. I wouldn't do this every time, just I want to show you guys what it looks like. Alright, so this is what it looks like, and I wiped it down just a couple of times. Okay, that's perfect. Now I like to do my corners first as soon as I get here. Then they have the time to dry. I could run all my tapes with the bazooka right there. And then I can coat them by hand, my outside corners. And it gives them that much longer to dry. Then I could finish in 4 or 5 days. And see, it looks smaller, but all back here, there's 4 bedrooms and 2 baths, laundry room, stairwell. But I'll show you this whole video series from start to finish, all right? And I'll show you the flats or the no coat now. All right, so this is the flat applicator head on my 42 inch. Pretty big tube. And all I do, I shove it in the corner like that and put mud. Now this one's a little bit trickier. It wants to spin on you, so it's okay. You can put it flat like this if you want more fill. Or, I don't know if you can see that, but you can put it sideways. And a lot of the new guys prefer that way. But I don't know. I don't mind the extra mud. But see, it wants to spin on me, so who cares? Because the no coat that I'm using is only 2.5 inches anyways, so I wish I had the Cobra roller. I think that would be a good investment, but you see how much more mud it puts. This is good enough, really. So put your flat applicator just sideways. It runs on the edge perfectly fine. Even though it's supposed to be ran the other way. Yeah, no, you really got to try to lay it flat. That's the thing. I don't like using stainless steel putty knives because they flex more to wipe my off angles. I prefer a steel knife. So let me just run real quick and grab one. Yeah, my 5-inch Richard handle, steel handle blade is my go-to. But I like the stainless for coating. It leaves a smoother finish, like for the final coat. Or honestly, with these builders, I only put one coat on my off angles. A nice thick coat with my 6-inch stainless leaves it much smoother. And I put it on nice and flat, nice and hard. If you leave a little hump in your no coat, it's no good. It's hard to hide. You always see that bump. So that's the trick, is to put it really flat. Okay. And always wipe up. And you really gotta make sure you put your finger right in the corner. See how I'm holding that? You have to, I pretty much hold the blade of the knife itself, okay? And I really push into the corner. That's what makes the world of a difference. Okay, so now that I went upwards, now I'm going to go downwards one time. And that's it. But unfortunately for these no coats, you gotta get up on the ladder, because I want to really have it flat, and the knife doesn't put enough pressure. Nor do I have the Cobra roller to roll it into position nice and flat. You guys can see now. There. This is whenever you wipe from the top down, or even bottom up for that case, you always want to plow so you're leaving the trail of boogers on the outside of your corner. If you put it perfectly square, you have the chance of ripping that corner. I don't know, I don't go right in the corner per se, or else you will rip the no coat. But I always plow. It just lays the tape flatter compared to if you go straight, more chances of rippling your paper on a no coat, I've found. Yeah, so that's that. If I have enough mud, I could show you what I do with, in this case here. You guys could see that. It's, there's only about 2 inches, not even 1.5 inches of drywall there. So I don't even have to finish that edge. The no coat will paint up real nice. But I probably have enough. Whoa, big mess. That's what happens when you start from the bottom up. Yeah. I'll clean them up, boys. Yeah. Yeah, see, these ones are a little bit trickier, but if you noticed, I always put my extra mud on the edge of the door frame, but I try to leave the mud just on the corner of the drywall because it flakes off real easy at the end of the job compared to right on the wood, because now you have a hard time scraping that off. If you just, it's on just the drywall, just your fingers. Then I have to fix that one. It's a little bit harder, right? With the tube. But same thing. Try to line up your corner right where it should be. And now again, working your way upwards so you don't end up with a gap at the top. And I like to keep that inside corner clean, including my hands, because then it's more mud in that corner you gotta wipe off, or sand. So I like to keep the no coat real nice and tidy. And that's it. And the off-angle version of the corner bead is honestly the same thing as an outside corner. Just, again, try to find that center and check it with your knife, because it could be too much to one side and then you're gonna have a hard time fixing it. You don't want that. So the off angles take more finesse, more time. But they look just as good, all right? And that's it for corner bead.